welcome to the C&J channel. So in this video I went to the Feria Puro Diseño 2023, and that was in the first week of September, and it was a 3-day event, so I went on the first day because I knew it would probably be the least crowded, and even so there was a long hour wait to get in because there were 2 ferias that day. There was an expo hobby and this one, and I had to choose between the 2, and I ended up going to both but I'll show the expo hobby in another video. But I had gone to the Puro Diseño expo before, back in March 2017, and I really wanted to see what it would be like this time. And I remember it was a very shishi event and had been in one of the smaller pavilions. And there was also a big Faber-Castell stand where they were promoting this new line of markers that changed color. And I saw that in the stores for a little while, but I don't see them so much now, so I don't think they were much of a hit. And the only thing I bought from that feria was a pretty little embroidered purse, which I still have and I still love. And I also had a very expensive, very shishi coffee and cake there. So at that event, I don't remember there being any specific theme, but this year it was pretty obvious what the theme was. It was sustainability and natural materials. And maybe a close third would be genderlessness or unisex clothing. Though I definitely saw very feminine and very masculine designs there as well. And I thought the layout of the feria was very well done. It was very easy to walk through, and there were a lot of green, quiet places to rest in throughout the pavilion. And there were also 4 major areas of Argentina represented there. There was Tucumán, Chubut, Corrientes, and Santiago del Estero, with their own stands or islands. They're designed to represent something unique about those regions. Like Corrientes had plants native to that area and artwork and photography depicting their regional culture decorating that stand. And then Chubut was showcasing renewable energy. We went there a few years ago, and I think that Chubut is where all the oil fields are, but the symbol of Chubut in this feria was a solar tree. And I remember it was really windy down there, so I imagine they could make use of wind energy pretty easily. And Santiago del Estero was represented by these big red sculptures, which were meant to suggest cotton looms or cocoons because of the region's textile production. And Tucumán was just this large square island with a box in the middle. And so I'm not sure what that was meant to represent. Not that I took much notice of any of that while I was there, because for me, like the solar tree and the big red sculptures, I did see those, but I didn't think to record them because they were more like background decoration. And I was really more interested in the designers and the things they were showing there, because I really wanted to get an overall feel for what Argentinian design is all about and how they might differ from designers elsewhere in the world. And I also wanted to get a gift for my mother-in-law. And I mean, I had a set budget for the day there, and I knew we would be going to her birthday dinner as soon as I got home. So it was a good excuse to shop, but really I had no idea what she would want from there because she's more of a practical person more than a shishi person. I mean, I did see some things there that would have made good practical gifts, like the ceramic dishes or maybe the durian seeds, but I pictured her like putting it away afterwards and never using it. So I ended up getting her chocolate. I got her some shishi chocolate from the feria and a box of everyday chocolate from a kiosk on the way home, which I knew she would like. So I should mention that there are ferias here everywhere throughout the year for every everything you can think of. Organic ferias, anime ferias, book ferias. There are ferias in a lot of the major parks on the weekends. And in San Telmo, of course, and Recoleta, there are two big famous ferias every weekend. And so there's no shortage of places for artisans, artists, and designers to showcase their stuff. But this was like a curated feria. You have to go through this selection process, and so this is more like if there was one feria to go to in Argentina, I guess this would be it if you're interested in design. So I've tried to include the name and the information of all the stands that I went to that day. So if you're interested in anything, you can maybe pause the video and look up the website or Instagram page or the QR code. And if I've accidentally missed anyone, I'll also include a link with a full list of all the designers in the bottom. This place, Puro Cacao, is where I ended up getting my mother-in-law's birthday chocolate from. I got her one of those little plastic canisters full of chocolate bars. I think it was about 3,500, which I thought was a pretty good price. And this tub full of biodegradable tableware, I think he said serves 4 and costs about 6,000 pesos. I think it's a really good idea, but the price is really steep for what it is. And that guy in the paint-splattered suit is Alfredo Segatori, a really famous mural artist from here. He's painted murals all around the world, and his work is pretty impressive. I really love his murals, and had I known that was him, I might have said, hi, I love your work, soy fan de tu trabajo, but I'm not sure I would have bothered him for a selfie or anything like that, especially while he was in the middle of a conversation. But at least I could say I've seen him. So those bombachas menstruales by Sabia looks like a really good idea, but I asked them how much it was for one, and I think it was like my entire budget for that day. And then they said, but you can get 3 for 41,000. And to give you an idea how expensive that is, that's more than some people here make per month. I mean, it looks like a really good quality product, but only a select few in this country would be able to afford something like that. So, just talking about price, nearly every clothing and shoe item in this feria cost more than the average monthly salary here. So it was really interesting waiting in line to get in, because I could really tell who was going to go to the Puro Diseño and who was going to go to the Expo Hobby. And as someone who went to both, and I feel like since I earn in dollars, I could have bought something from there. But on the other hand, I would much rather buy art supplies and save up for a house, fly back to the US to visit my family, stuff like that. You know, like, I mean, if you're gonna buy stuff like that, you really have to have money that you can burn, that you really won't miss. And there's definitely a lot of people here in Argentina who can't afford to spend like this, but I'm definitely not one of them. I really loved those tank tops, by the way, and had I not been looking for a birthday present, I might have gotten this blue one, which I thought was so cute, especially with summer coming up. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of items in this feria that I really wanted to get because I need a new bag and a lot of other things, but I knew that I could always go back online and maybe order it later if I really wanted to get it. I mean, like I was saying, we're definitely not rich. We don't have a lot of money to just throw away. But I feel like getting something really nice for yourself every now and then is really essential for for your happiness. I mean, just something to look forward to make it feel like, yeah, you're not working just to survive and to eat, you know. I mean, I am dying to get new things for the house. Like, I love handmade pottery. I would love some maybe artwork or prints for the wall, some pretty pillows. Like, I have a really long list of things I want to get, but at the very, very top of my list, of course, are more art supplies and clothing, like some new things for summer. So, if you're wondering why I'm not commenting on every individual stand that I visited at the feria, it's because there were 350 designers and artists showing there, so it's just too much to comment on. But I remember walking through the art section and I don't know. I mean, as an artist, I have mixed feelings about what I saw there. Like, to be honest, most of it didn't really impress me very much. I just walked by and I feel like it would be a good investment for someone to make. But the way I look at the artwork is like, well, would I want to live with that piece? Would I want to look at that every single day? Like, some of them were really beautiful. I would love some of that artwork. Not all, though. And I'm not very into modern art. I feel because I'm a trained illustrator and animator, so I tend to notice like how well they draw anatomy. Do they understand perspective and stuff like that? And it's I can tell if they're trained or not. And yeah, let's just keep it at that. Like this artist Bugambilo, I don't know if that's a man or a woman, they hand embroider all their artwork, and for them it's a different form of drawing. So I find that really interesting and really nice. I don't really like the colors they use, but I really appreciate the work they do. And other artists like Natalia Biasioli or Matilda Crosetti, I'm really drawn to the colors and the loose painting styles they have. Like there's a really beautiful freedom to it. But I don't know, the colors are so bright. I don't know how I would be able to live with colors that bright. Like you'd have to really design your room well in order for that to look good. And this stand, the Woody stand, I loved everything there. Like I don't know how unique each piece is. I feel like they probably do a run of say 20 to 50 each. of these personalities, but I really loved the stuff they do. It's really cute, and I could just see collecting them and putting them on my desk. Like, I really love the Vincent van Gogh one and the Harry Potter figures, and maybe the Star Wars ones as well. I really loved the Japanese inspired pottery in this stand. I used to have a pretty good collection of Japanese pottery that I had collected when I lived in Japan right after art school. But of course, I left that all in the States. And I have a few items here, but of course, I would love a whole collection. Of course, when I saw this stand, I could not resist getting at least one set, and I'm really glad I got them, but I'll show that in another video. So soon after this, my camera ran out of battery, which is just as well because I think this video is a bit too long. So thank you so much for watching this video, and hope to see you next time. Ciao!